Oh, good evening out there. My name is J.Davis, and I'm coming to you from the mentorship program that we're doing here in the city of Benton Harbor. Um, on behalf of Plain Men with a Vision, I got another subject for this month for you guys. The American Dream. But before I get started with that, I want to let you guys know there's some things that are going on in the city, and we want people to participate. We need volunteers for different programs that are going to be starting this summer. Hey there. Um, there's a program that's really close to my heart. Lisa Gorman Burton has a reading program that is starting in the city. We need volunteers, particularly they want brothers to come out, men, us black men, to participate with the children of tutoring, to help them to learn how to read or different other subjects that they may need help with. And they're figuring that if we interact with the kids better as male figures, it will help with certain issues that are going on, we know, in the families, in the homes, where there is no male, there may not be a male figure. And so we figured that if we participate and we have these things, we're participating and we're helping, that the kids will have a better turnout. So that's Lisa Gorman Burton. And her phone number is area code 269-277-9100. You can contact her for more information for the program. I don't know what schools they're going to be going into. I hope all of them, because we need help in all of our schools. Our school system, you guys know, is jacked up. There's no secret, but we need, with the help of everybody doing something and participating, we can get somewhere. If we can stop all this hopelessness, stop acting like there is no hope for our city or no hope for our people, but there is. Also, there's a program that's being spearheaded by Tony Andrews. He's trying to get people together. Excuse me. He's trying to get people together for issues of hurting teens and children, kids who are possibly suicidal. Because as y'all know, our kids seem to be under more stress nowadays. Seem to be having problems and issues, things that they don't always tell the parents about. They're not always talking to us adults about. They may tell their peers, but their peers can't help them. But they're not turning to us like they should. And so our kids are walking around here hurting, messed up, and having thoughts that we wouldn't even think that they would be having, about like hurting themselves or taking their own lives or just not caring about nothing. And you guys have been seeing there is a rise in kids just not caring. Not just the boys, the young men, definitely them, they just don't care. A lot of them just don't care about nothing. And some of the girls are following suit. And I think I don't know what it is. I'm just thinking that it's a lot of pain from whatever they're missing or whatever is not happening in their life, or like not feeling loved or something. Because I know if you got love I don't care if you don't have money, but if you have love in your household, in your family, you can overcome anything. I mean, you could barely even tell that you're poor when there's a lot of love in the house and a lot of support, and you know people got your back, and you know that you are cared for, that somebody's concerned about you and everything. You guys know. So anyhow, Anthony Andrews is spearheading that program. He's trying to get some volunteers together. So if you guys can call the number 269-830-2613, give a text or call. That'd be myself or Mr. Evans, and we will get your information and get back with you on how because we're trying to he's trying to see how he wants to formulate this to be able to go out and help the kids. But the biggest thing is how to reach the kids, how to get out there and really get to them. So hey, how y'all doing? And another program that is we're trying to get together for basically the summer, around the summertime, we want to get the parents, fathers and mothers, and even adults who don't have children. But we want people who are concerned about our what's happening with our young men, the killing, the shootings and stuff that are going on. And we have a lot of mothers in the city of Benton Harbor who are in heartbreak, and nothing's being done. No one's marching on the streets. No one's screaming out in the streets. No one's protesting. No one is saying that, look, how do you deal with a broken heart and knowing your next child could get shot in the city of Benton Harbor? Your boy or girl. It just happened to be our young black men right now that are just, and it's not white men coming over, white boys or white men coming over and shooting up our black boys. I mean, yes, we have the police issue, but the police issue is not as strong as what's going on in a lot of the black cities. It just, I don't know, it messes me up when you can't feel safe in the community that you live in. I mean, you grow up and you live there and you can't feel safe. That's not a good thing. But that's what people talk about, living in Compton and Oakland and all them places over there, in California and then Chicago. Folks talking about they trying to get out of the ghetto, trying to get from the people who live there. And I'm like, what are the people doing there? I mean, they're in the same hole. So what, but the people they're hurting each other left and right. They have no concern about life, no concern about the black life. That's the one, the black life. No respect for it, no concern, just killing us, just killing each other. So we want to I want to get the mothers and fathers together to do some protests, some marches, get out there and barbecue in the parks or something, get some conversations going with the young people, with the young black men, because that's where the things are. There's a disconnect where, shoot, brother's keeper. I don't think they think about my brother's keeper. There's no brotherly love, It just, it's something. It's really something. So anyhow, we want to do things different this year. And this is the month where people are thinking about different things when it comes to our black people. And we want to really strategize and do more. There are programs out there and stuff, but I think there's not too much that we can't do. I think there's still untapped grounds that we can do things to help. There's not too much. So I wanted to say those things. So just remember those phone numbers and those contacts. Lisa Gorman Burton with the needing tutors, men tutors to help with the kids. And then the programs that are coming up. And again, to reach Miss Lisa Burton, area code 269-277-9100. And Tony Andrews, you can call the number or text 269-830-2613. And we appreciate all the help we can get. Because it's not just me, it's not just the mentorship program, the fellows that work, the elders who are working with that. It's all of us together. We have to make this thing work. So our subject for this month, is the American dream. And I'll be talking about that tonight. So briefly, before you guys, so the American dream, I was doing some meditating and was thinking about some research that I'd done before about living here in America. And it's a nice country. It's all right. It has its problems, its issues. We're far away from home, but we're here and we've been here. I was born and raised here in America myself. And I've always felt like since school, the American dream was supposed to have been to finish high school, graduate, you go to college or to the military or both, and you come out with an education, you get a nice job, good paying job, you get a spouse, a person to marry, you guys buy a big home with the picket white fence and 2 cars, and then have 2.5 kids. Well, yes, two kids. Somebody said two and a half. That made me laugh though. But you know, you had the two kids, and then you live from there. And I guess it takes a span of time to perform all those things, to get those to make those goals happen. So, but it's strange that a lot of people go for while they're going for those things, and those are some things you're supposed to be learning a lot of knowledge though of how to live life, how to deal with people, how to progress through life, making other things happen, not just getting this house and a person to be with to live out the rest of your life, which that could be more than enough though, having the right person by your side. I mean, you're going to go on the adventure. If you have the right person by your side, you're going to go on the adventure anyhow, and life is going to be full for you in a good way. But there's a whole lot to making the American dream happen. And I don't even know if I want to call it American dream anymore, because that's just, when they talk about the American dream, that's just on a materialistic view about, I guess, what you're supposed to be gaining, which will set you on the map or make you look like you're doing something great to other people in other people's eyes. So I guess the more things you accumulate, you look like you're better off, or you look like you're doing good and you're happy. But which we all know, all of us, we know that's not the truth. You know, you could have everything. You could have a Maserati, a mini mansion, Cadillacs and Mercedes Benz and everything, and wearing Gucci and Louis Vuitton every day, and could be as miserable as all get out. And we know this. We know that it's not in the material things, but unfortunately, when you're young, and that's something that I would want us to do, is to try to teach our children that it's not about the material things. It's really not the American dream. Matter of fact, like I say, I don't even want to call it American dream. Just having a dream, and that's just to live a long life, a good life, and do well. You know, learning you, and learning how to do well with others. Now that's what I think their life should be full of, because that in itself takes a long time to develop and be okay with, is learning yourself and how to fit into the world as it is. And coming out of Benton Harbor, it's not like you are on a huge stage, but you're on people are people, and you have to learn your environment, and try to understand and know your environment. You know, and because eventually your environment makes you who you are. So you have to be very careful in the environment. So as parents, have to be very careful about knowing the environment, where we are, and how to shape and form these kids' minds, our children that are coming out of these houses, going into these schools with these other kids who may not be getting shaped, may not be getting the type of training and teaching that is supposed to be. So we have to make sure that we're doing that in our homes, so that we're training our children and teaching them how they should be thinking, that your Nike shoes don't make you. Let me say that again. Your Nike shoes, or whatever brand of shoes that are out there that are costing like $200 and $300, they don't make the personality. They don't make you who you're supposed to be. They don't make, people may ooh and ah over it and give you props and everything, but that's not your character. That's not who you are. Your shoes are not who you are. So, but we have to really be intentional about shaping the character of our children. And so we don't want to, now I'm trying to help myself, as in what I was thinking as far as the American dream, because I have these goals and different things where I want to, I went back to college, as an adult and did certain things so that I can take care of my family. Um, and I wanted to purchase homes. I wanted to kind of like follow in the footsteps of my father, to purchase homes and flip them, or to be like a property manager and different things like this. But now I'm kind of steering in a sense where I really, my mind is more so, I don't know, I'm okay, I gain these things and I want to make money. And making money is good because money, it takes care of a lot of things. But what good is money? I'm riding around, I'm traveling, I'm doing different things that I want to do, and I'm free to do this and that. But I'm looking over here and my brother is broke down, messed up. Uh, and I don't have time to do anything to help him or to reach out to him because I'm so into my money. I'm so into making my money. I'm chasing this dollar like white on rice. And so and I don't have time for my fellow man who, the brother, he may not be a friend of mine or whatever, and I may not know him like that, and he may even be like a cat with a chip on his shoulder, where he's like acting out real badly and stuff. But he's acting out real badly and got this chip on his shoulder for a reason. And if I could take some time out and reach out and to listen to him and see what's going on with them, maybe I can be of some help. And so I'm starting to feel like this is more of a good gains in life than all the cars and the house and stuff. And of course, yes, I have a house and that's good for me, but I don't want to be of greed. I want to be able to have time for other things, people. I want to have time for people. To invest in people to help my brothers and sisters get to where we're going. Because first, if we want to see change in our community, we have to, we got to be the first one to change. We have to be that change ourselves. So, giving time, and having the heart and the mindset to want to be of help to people. So that's kind of like where my dream is. Not so much American, because as we've learned now that America has these systems and different things that were set up to kind of like, you could say they were made to hold black people back, to keep black people at bay, keep black people in a certain place, and only fortunate ones can get to a higher ground, to get to different places. And we see that. But I don't want to capitalize on that, because even though those systems are in place, there's a way for us to do well in living, just to live in a place, peacefully amongst each other. I know people, they sometimes look at, I was talking with some of my homies about some of the issues with poverty. And so people are going crazy about poverty being a big issue, about crime, that it makes crime to be. But I beg the difference. I really do. Because I look at some small towns and how the people they're not driving around in Porsches, and they're not doing this and that. Back in the old days, back in the 50s, 40s and stuff, even when Jim Crow was around, there was some towns of black people. They weren't stealing from each other. They weren't going crazy on each other. They were just living. They were living. The mothers would go and probably have a job working for Mrs. Anderson, the white woman, ironing her clothes or whatever it is. And then father was going out and he probably was working the fields somewhere for Mr. Hopkins or somebody, or working at a labor shop somewhere, making the money so the bills can get paid and everything. But within that town, within that community, the blacks knew each other, and they weren't trying to hurt each other. And truly, they were together. Like when they say it takes a village to raise a child, they were together on that stuff. And I kind of look at those things, and I've read books about those periods of time. And when Martin Luther King was really on the scene, man, I really admire how he put us on the map. Black people were looked at just like we weren't really people. And I keep saying that, but it's so true. We were looked at crazily, but he helped them to look at us in a different way. like we were real people, not three-fifths of a person, of a human being, whatever that mess was they had back in the slave days. But he put us on the map, and he had us thinking. When you look at the clips of the stand-ins, or the when they would boycott and stuff, and you look at how them black teenagers, how they were dressed and how they were looking educated. I mean, they looked smart. They looked like, and they were with the program, not just hanging out there like, oh, I'm just here just because. No, they looked like they were with the program, and they understood the fight. And even though he told them, okay, this is hands down, y'all. This is no fighting. We're not retaliating. Whatever they do to you, we taking it. That took some. These were teenagers out there. I mean, especially it was a diner that they went in, and the white people were pouring stuff on the kids and doing different things, some of the stuff. And I was like, man, them young people, they knew what was up. And nowadays, I look at our young people, compared to them back then. I don't know, but I understand though. I understand why they are like that. So we can't blame it on a lot of stuff of saying that what we went through with slavery, it done redid whatever, because whatever Martin Luther King was saying back then had them folks' attention, and Malcolm X. So whatever they were saying had the people's attention. So what's going on now? So I'm just saying, we still got brains. We still have brains. I mean, brilliant kids. I mean, kids, some are geniuses, some are very artistic, talented, everything in Benton Harbor, just there. But it's like our hands are tied behind our backs, and like we don't know what to do with each other. And I know the kids are disrespectful. I know that they're this and they're that, and they can be outlandish and all this stuff and uncontrollable and stuff. I understand this. But somebody can reach somebody. It may not be me who can reach them, but it might be you. It might be another black man, maybe another black woman. Somebody amongst us can reach these kids, can reach somebody. I don't give in to the no hope. I'm all for hope. Hey, we got to give hope CPR. Something, bring it back alive. We got to have it in order for us to make it. So it's not so much, like I say, the American dream, but I think it's just coming together, us making the dream come together for us. Not so much to assimilate into white America, to assimilate into looking like whites, or assimilate into dressing like whites, or being able to own the houses or the cars or whatever. When we started on that trip, we lost ourselves. We lost how we do with each other. The brothership is messed up. The sistership is messed up. How we deal with each other. Yet we try to chase this dollar so we can impress each other. I just thought about, somebody said that some people are like poor, they don't have much, but yet they chasing dollars trying to impress the other poor person. And that made me laugh, because I see folks buying these high-priced cars, or even some of the women with the high-priced purses and stuff, and to say, I got $1, y'all. But I'm learning that that's not where it's at. It's just not where it's at. We need some help. We need to come together. We need some help, because we need security, peace. Not security like we need somebody policing the area. No, we need to be where we don't have to have somebody to police the area. We be the police. We're like, we ain't gonna let little John come breaking in our homes and stealing our stuff. We gonna report little John and get him put away, because we know who's doing it. So we need to make that stop, because we can have peace in our town and do our thing. Have our little houses, hook our little houses up the best way we can. Make them look good the best way we can, and have our little and make our streets safe where people can walk. I was somewhere up in Dearborn, near Dearborn in Sterling Heights, and I was just watching. I was out one night, and this was a Lebanese or Albanese type community. People were walking. A couple was walking out about 10 o'clock at night. I mean, like no concerns, nothing. Like nothing was gonna happen to them. And it was on a weekend too. And I was like, man. And there was more than just one couple. It was a few people out, just walking their dogs or whatever. And I'm like, man, that's what's up. And I'm like, I know some people don't really like walking in the city of Benton Harbor at night, unless they, they kind of rough themselves, they ready to fight, they carrying something, to protect themselves because they feel like somebody gonna mess with them. But it shouldn't be like that though. That's what I'm talking about. Our city, everybody know everybody, but yet it's like a war zone in a sense. But it's undercover. I mean, things have piped down some. I'm not. I don't want to make it seem like things are not changing. They are, but I don't know. I feel like it's so much knowledge that we have, and I'm glad that this sir right here, Mr. Andre Townsend, is here on board with us. I'm glad that he's in our town and that he has come aboard to help us, because we need all the help we can get, because we need people really being intentional about helping to change the community, helping to change the way we see each other, helping to change the way we deal with each other, so that we can change how tomorrow comes about. Because remember, all the stuff that we're doing today is going to help with the kids, and the kids are coming along. Well, some the 5-year-olds and the 6-year-olds now, 10 years from now, they're going to be the teenagers. We can present something, showing them now and teaching them and helping them now. Later, 10 years from now, it'll be much better. Be much better in the city. They'll be able to walk around with their friends in the evening, at night, and not worry about a thing. Not worry about nobody jumping out trying to rob them, all this stuff, or somebody trying to, get them to sell drugs and all this stuff. They won't have to worry about that. If we going to start doing stuff now, stuff that's normal, stuff that's, I used the word normal, didn't I? Well, it's supposed to be normal, that to where you act accordingly. Because I remember a time when we had so much respect for the children, you wouldn't dare ask a child to run some drugs for you, or to go do this or do some stuff that would get them in trouble or lead them into a life that goes into a hole. We wouldn't dare do stuff like that. I remember a time when we didn't even cuss in front of women or cuss in front of children. Now, shoot, they say children be cussing in front of the adults. And so I just, man, being crazy, disrespectful. So we can do it, though. I mean, we can, people sit up and say, well, it's because of this, or this the problem, or that's the problem. Okay, so that is, but it's all about, but we got to be about solutions now. And the solutions are us. Just the way just reformatting the way we deal with us, the way we deal with each other. So that's what I want to say about the so-called American dream. And I don't even want to worry about it being American anymore. Because, like I say, we don't need to assimilate into anything that doesn't want us, to be like them. They can care less if we be like them. But we know we want racism to end. But it's 2022, and things are not cut yet. So I don't even want to worry about that. I treat people good. You treat me good, I treat you good. Even if you don't quite treat me good, I still know how to treat you, and do like I need to do so I can be safe, so I can be okay. But we need to focus on us black people. We need to focus on us and how to do what we got to do so that we can be okay. And I see the future being beautiful, man. I really do. I see it being, just nice. I may not live to see all the changes that I want, but I don't care about that. Just as long as we're planting the seeds, as long as we're planting the seeds and getting people stirred up to how it's supposed to be different from what we're seeing and what's going on. And I'm so grateful though for those who are positive and who come aboard. I thank God for all of you who used to live here in this city and went away, got some teaching and some knowledge, and has come back to bring it home to us, to help us with what needs to be done. I thank you so much for that. And some of y'all don't even know that it's been orchestrated that way, that there was a yearning or something that was making you come back. But I'm glad it did, because we need you. I'm so excited about what's going to happen, especially this year, because of last year, the different people that came aboard and different things going on. So I know this year is going to be even better and bigger. And I just pray that God will give us all the energy and the passion that we need to keep it going, because that's the one thing that has been a problem, is to start and stop. Start up something real good, go for a moment, and then it falls apart or it stops because people get tired or they get worn out, they get burnt out or whatever. But I'm praying that God is going to keep us on fire. Keep us on fire for this. Keep the hope burning inside of us, and keep us passionately loving and learning how to love each other the way we're supposed to. And so, with that, I want you guys just keep us in prayer. Keep hoping good things for the mentorship program, because we're really trying to, with some brothers that's really on fire. We're passionate for Black people. We love our Black people, and we love our Black communities, and we want to see all of it doing better. And so, I thank you. Love you all. Y'all have a good night.